Let's get right into it. We're going to talk about one of the most maddening, invisible problems of modern life. Why your super fast internet sometimes feels so painfully slow. And the answer might not be your internet provider. It's probably happening right inside the walls of your own building.
Now for this explainer, we're digging into a fantastic, detailed report from the experts at RFI Detectives. This is actually part 7 of a 10-part series, and we're focusing on how working together as a community is the real key to unlocking the internet speeds you're already paying for.
So, sound familiar? You're paying good money for a gigabit connection, but movie night is just you staring at that dreaded spinning wheel. It's beyond frustrating, and believe me, you are not alone. To really get why this is happening, we need to talk about what's going on in the air all around us. It's basically an invisible traffic jam, and the report calls it the tragedy of the commons.
So what does that mean? Well, think of the airwaves like a shared public park. If everyone shows up with their own giant sound system and just cranks it to 11, pretty soon nobody can hear their own music, right? It's just noise. That is exactly what's happening with our Wi-Fi.
And the scale of this is just wow. If you're in a typical apartment building, your phone can easily see over 100 different Wi-Fi networks all screaming for attention at the exact same time. It's a digital shouting match.
But here's the real kicker. All of those networks are fighting over an incredibly limited resource. On the super common 2.4 gigahertz band, which, by the way, most of our smart devices still depend on, there are only 3 clear channels. 3 lanes on a highway for 100 cars. It is a guaranteed bumper-to-bumper traffic jam.
So, what's our first instinct when our Wi-Fi gets sluggish? We fight back, right? We go out and buy a bigger, more powerful router. But what that really does is start a neighborhood arms race, a race that absolutely nobody wins. And it creates this perfect vicious cycle. Your performance drops, so you upgrade your router. But that shiny new hardware just blasts more radio energy into the air, which makes your neighbor's connection worse. So what do? Of course, they upgrade their router. And the cycle just keeps going, polluting the airwaves more and more for everyone. The report just puts it perfectly here. Every time we try to get a little edge for ourselves, all we're really doing is escalating a war where the only loser is our collective internet speed. But here's where the story takes a really serious turn. This invisible gridlock isn't just about slow Netflix anymore. This problem is escalating from a simple annoyance to a genuine safety concern. I mean, just think about how many critical things in our homes rely on a steady Wi-Fi connection. We're talking about your security cameras, your smart locks, video doorbells, and maybe most importantly, emergency Wi-Fi calling, which for a lot of people is their only phone line.
This quote from the report it's just chilling because it's so real. A dropped 911 call isn't some what-if scenario anymore. In this chaotic radio environment we've all created, it's a predictable risk with potentially devastating consequences.
So the most important point here is that we have to completely reframe how we think about this. Bad Wi-Fi isn't just a first-world problem. It's a critical failure point for the very systems we depend on to keep our homes and our families safe. Okay, I know that was heavy. But here's the good news, the really good news. The solution doesn't involve spending a ton of money or buying some fancy new tech. In fact, it's a zero-cost solution. All it takes is a shift in mindset, from competition to coordination. I mean, just look at the contrast. On one side, you have the tragedy. Every network for itself, power settings maxed out, and everybody loses. But on the other side, you've got the solution. Neighbors working together, coordinating channels, turning down the power a bit, and everyone wins. And I want to be crystal clear about this. Community Wi-Fi coordination is the single most effective thing you can do to fix this problem. And it costs nothing. Zero. You don't need any new hardware. It's just about being smart with the gear you already own.
So what happens when a community actually does this? Well, you get better Wi-Fi for everybody. You finally unlock the internet performance that you've been paying for all along.
And the results aren't just a little better. They are dramatically better. We're talking about a 3 to 5 times improvement in your actual Wi-Fi speed. That's the difference between constant buffering and a flawless 4K stream. It's night and day. And I have to say it again because this is the best part. The cost to get this done? $0. A big fat zero. This isn't about buying a better router, it's about making everyone's existing router work better, together.
You end up with this amazing triple win. Financially, you actually get the speeds you pay for. Performance-wise, everything from your phone to your smart fridge just works. And most importantly, from a security and safety standpoint, those critical systems, they become reliable again.
You know, I love this closing thought from the report. It's not about restriction, it's about making everything better for everyone. By simply acknowledging that the airwaves belong to all of us, we can get a level of performance that's literally impossible to achieve when we all act alone.
And that really brings us to the final crucial question. The potential for a dramatically faster and safer network is right there, in your building, waiting to be unlocked. It just takes one person to start the conversation. So, who will you talk to first?